Hey y'all, it's Nikki with Cussin'Crafts, back again to make something. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, who has liked the videos. I really appreciate it. The love and support has been awesome. And if you haven't, hit that button. We would really appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see me make. What do y'all like? I like to make stuff that I think I sometimes have crafting ADD. So I just make a random array of crafts. Paper is my favorite. I love to make paper stuff. So tell me what you like. Tell me what you want to see. So today we're going to do a badge reel. So I have a day job. I work in a doctor's office. And it is also football time down here. So we are going to make me a new badge reel for work. And this is a 2-inch acrylic blank. It's a keychain blank. That's why it has the little hole in it right there. But since this is for me, that hole is really not going to bother me too much. And I'm going to cover it up anyway. Excuse me. Football season has started, so we take our football pretty seriously down here in the South. Don't know if y'all are aware of that, but we're down here in the heart of the SEC. I don't know if it's the heart, but it sounded good, didn't it? So, since this has a hole, and I forgot to tell you that these come with a protective covering, and that's what I ripped off of there. But since this one has a hole, I cut a 2-inch circle off my Cricut, and I am just going to cover the back of this. Because on the front side, I'm going to put some resin, and I don't want it to leak out the back through that little hole. So hopefully I have measured correctly. And I cut the top off the backer of the vinyl, laid that little part down. We're going to smooth that and then lift that up and just kind of push it with your squeegee. You can use your finger, you can use a ruler. Just push that down, and it helps to put it on smooth with no bubbles. And I did cut this a little bit big, so it's going to hang over the side a little bit. So I'm going to get my handy dandy little finger sander, and we're just going to go around. Oops, sorry. I was trying not to get dust everywhere. Around the edge. Can you cut this with a pair of scissors? You sure can. Can I cut a straight line with a pair of scissors? I sure cannot. So we're just going to sand it a little bit. Nothing too hard. We're not, trying to buff out a rust spot on a 57 Chevy or anything like that. We're just going to take that little excess off. And it should just peel right off for us. Put that in the trash bucket over here. Well, had a hitchhiker. That little smudge right there. All right. Toss that back over in the pile. So we don't want the dust to end up on our badge reel. So let me wipe that down just a little bit. So how y'all been? I know it's been a little while since I got a video out, and I appreciate your patience because, like I have told you in the previous video, we're still trying to figure this YouTube stuff out and trying to get on a video schedule to keep stuff coming to y'all, because I do want to do that. Keep you entertained. All right, so I think I'll try to put the hole at the bottom. And again, both sides come with that little protective film over it. And I made this little handy dandy weeding tool, as I call it, out of a mechanical pencil and a sewing pin, or sewing needle. I just took the lead out, put the needle in there, made me a weeding tool. So we are going to resin this. Telling you, I'm discombobulated today. And this UV resin right here, I get on Amazon. We'll link that down below for you. Excuse me. And I'm just going to put some in this little cup. Also gotten from the Jungle website. And my Georgia Red glitter. I don't have exact measurements because everybody likes, you know, a different thickness of their resin or thinness. I don't like it too thick because we'll put another coat on top, so I don't want it to be too thick, but I do want it to glitter and shine and have good coverage. But like I said, I don't measure it. I do that when I cook too. I don't measure anything. I season until my ancestors tell me to quit. Alright, so that looks pretty good. And we are just going to dump this out on top. Scrape it all out. That looks pretty good. Set that off to the side. Nope, it fell down. And then my little silicone brush here, we're just going to kind of move this around. And you want to get it just right up to the edge. You don't want to go over because you don't have to try to clean resin up that drips down the side. Not that I've ever done that before, but we won't talk about it. We're just going to smooth this out, get it as even as possible. And if some goes in that hole, it's okay. Because like I said, this one's for me. And that's why we put the white vinyl on the back to help capture what leaks through the hole. And once the glitter gets on there and it dries, you're not going to be able to see that hole. It'll be okay. And then one thing I did forget is my little lighter here. We're just going to hit it ever so softly to get out the air bubbles. And don't stick your finger in the glitter. Alright. Sorry, I bumped the table. Didn't mean to make y'all seasick there. Alright. So we're going to put this little thing under our UV light for about 2 or 3 minutes and let it cure. Alrighty. So we have let this cure. Yep. Pretty firm. Now I have already made my Georgia decal. Got it weeded on my Cricut. I didn't weed it on the Cricut. I cut it out on the Cricut. Y'all, telling you, it has been a week. And normally I don't have trouble getting it off of here, but because I'm under pressure, it's being difficult with me today. Alright, y'all. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties with that first decal. And let me tell you, I lived up to the name of Cussin'Crafts. So I had to run cut another one real quick. So, we have our Georgia G. Weeded, cut, put on the transfer tape. Alright. So we're just going to put this down. And we are going to get it as centered as possible. Nice and even all around. Smush it around. Peel that transfer tape off. And there we go. Now we've got our Georgia G. I'm going to be ready for football season at work. Alright. So now I'm just going to put a top coat of clear resin over it. And again, you just put on there what you feel like you need. And a little bit of practice, you learn how much you need, how much works, how much doesn't. Sorry if my big old head got in the way. All right, and we are going to just, again, like we did with the glitter, we're just going to kind of smush it around, and we're going to go right to the edge, not pushing it over. Because you want it, you know, spread out evenly, not too thick. And again, to the edge. And you can get it to go right to that edge without going over. I'm sure there's a scientific term for it, like surface tension or something like that. But that's what I'm going to go with because it sounded good, right? Just going to move that around a little bit. Get it to the edge. Any other football players out? Football players. Well, football players too, but football fans out there? Who's your team? I like my Georgia Bulldogs, but I also just like a really good football game. You know, I don't like those teams that come in and dominate everyone all the time. That's not, to me, that's not fun to watch, but unless it's Georgia doing the dominating. No, I'm just kidding. I just like a good football game. All right, so I think we're nice and spread out. And then while the other one was curing, I went and got my other flamethrower, as I call it, my little mini flamethrower, because we're going to hit that top of that with a little bit of heat to pop those air bubbles. All right, I didn't see any, but you never know. Now we're going to go back under the Easy Bake Oven. It's my UV light. Y'all remember the Easy Bake Oven? All right, and we're going to let this cure for another couple minutes. And again, we'll probably just fast forward this because this is about as exciting as watching paint dry. Alrighty, we are done curing under the light. Let's see. Yep, pretty solid. And there is our Georgia G. Not too bad. Now, on the back side over here, I'm just going to leave that alone. But I've got my little reely thing. I'm sure these have a technical name. And some E6000. And I'm just going to put a little bit on there. Doesn't take a whole lot. We're going to put our acrylic on there. Push it down just a little bit. Center it up as best we can because I don't want to walk around looking all crooked. And that's it, y'all. That's our new badge reel. I will let this sit and dry overnight. E6000 cures in a couple of hours, but to let it get good and done, I let it do overnight. So I will just lay that off to the side. And I put it like that because I don't want gravity to take over and this thing starts slowly sliding down as it's drying. So, but that's it for today, y'all. And we'll have another one up soon, I promise. Hit the like button, subscribe to us, comment, tell me what y'all like to see. And I appreciate all the love. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye now.